Well, good Friday morning, Southeast Texas. We have partly cloudy skies across our part of Southeast Texas anyway. We'll start out with our Roofing 911 SkyCam network down in Port Arthur, sponsored by Market Basket. Of course, the entire area this morning started out with a lot of ground fog. It developed right at daybreak. It was mostly clear, good visibilities up until almost 6:30. We started out with a lot of fog. It burned off into partly cloudy skies. You see the clouds down toward Port Arthur. Temperatures right now already in the 70s in the Triangle. We have a warm front coming in off the Gulf of Mexico. It hadn't made it up to the lakes yet. We'll show you that on temperatures, but we should top out in the mid 70s in the Triangle, probably the lakes as well. By the time the warm front gets there and the day's over, you'll be in the lower to mid 70s up in the East Texas Lakes area. Can't rule out a sprinkle or two here and there. It's possible. We've had a couple of sprinkles right around daybreak this morning, even after the fog burned off, had a couple little sprinkles out there. So an isolated showers not out of the question today, tonight, and tomorrow. Then we'll have a better chance of showers before daybreak as that strong cold front moves in on Sunday. Now tonight we expect more fogs, more clouds, and temperatures will be even warmer coming up tonight. We had 50s this morning. We'll be in the upper 50s, near 60 coming up tonight with fairly light winds. So I do expect the fog to kind of redevelop again tonight, especially with those light winds and very, winds out of the south and southeast, very light. We'll definitely see some more fog coming up tonight. 74 in Orange here in Beaumont, 78 Port Arthur. Notice we're partly cloudy here. The atmosphere is mixed out, but that's not the case up in the lakes area. Look at that, 10 degrees cooler up in Jasper compared to the Triangle. Here's the warm front right over inland Southeast Texas. It'll continue to work to the north. Lakes area, you'll warm up the rest of the afternoon. You'll end up getting into the 70s area wide as well up in the lakes later this afternoon. 74, 75 here locally. Houston, you're beginning to warm as well as the warm front is advancing through the Houston area at the present time. Warm front, it has produced a few sprinkles this morning, nothing major though. There has been shower activity off to our east. See some of the towering cumulus clouds southeast of Lake Charles over toward Jennings. There have been a few showers across south central Louisiana along that warm front this afternoon. So can't rule one out. Keep 10% coverage in today, tonight, tomorrow. Then we'll jump that to a 30 to 40% coverage coming up for, let's say, before daybreak Sunday, overnight, Saturday night and Sunday morning. Nothing severe or anything like that, just a few showers scattered around as that strong front works in from the north. Kind of a broader view of satellite. You can see the clouds over central and east Texas. Warm front showing up nicely just north of Interstate 10 there, advancing to the north. Warm, moist air coming into the Gulf. So when the front arrives around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning Sunday, we will have enough moisture for scattered showers. Now we don't have the upper air support really, but there'll be enough moisture around, maybe enough convergence to give us that 30 to 40% coverage coming up before daybreak on Sunday. Notice North Texas, Northwest Texas, all of West Texas this morning, lots of sunshine, clear skies, all the moisture located across the eastern 2/3 of Texas this morning. High pressure at the surface, it's moving away. That's giving us that return flow off the Gulf today. And that will continue tonight and tomorrow as well. Then we'll have that wind shift out of the north coming up for Sunday as that strong cold front comes in. Actually, our high temperature on Sunday will occur in the morning. We'll be falling throughout the day. All right, current temperatures compared to 24 hours ago. Lakes area, you're a little bit warmer than this time yesterday. But here in the Triangle, we're running some 10 to 15 degrees warmer right now than we were at this exact same time yesterday. Of course, with winds back out of the southeast, it's going to be warmer anyway, but that warm front coming through, that's really warmed us up pretty nicely. So very spring-like, very, very spring-like coming up, not only today, but into tomorrow as well. All right, futurecast. Notice the lakes. Your temperatures are going to warm. Mid-70s Triangle. I think the shower activity on futurecast here a little bit overdone. Now we can't rule out an isolated shower, 10% through tomorrow, but that's a little bit overdone there. As we head into this evening, very warm and humid, 10% on the rain coverage. Can't rule out an isolated shower. That's way overdone for overnight tonight, I think. We'll keep the isolated showers going through the overnight period, but I do expect a better coverage before daybreak Sunday as the front comes in from the northwest. And we'll see falling temperatures, of course, as we head throughout the day on Sunday. All right, let's take a look at expected rainfall accumulations. Now, this is between now and Sunday evening. Now, anything past daybreak Sunday, there'll be no rain. Best chance of showers will be between midnight and daybreak on Sunday, and you can see most areas under a quarter of an inch. I think this is pretty likely. That looks like some pretty good numbers of showers. There could be a quarter to a half an inch in a very isolated spot or two as the front works in from the north, but no real heavy rains expected at all. Cold temperatures, that's for sure, coming up Monday morning. Upper 20s lakes, upper 20s around 30 along Interstate 10. So we will have a freeze down to the coastline. No hard freeze for the triangle, but your pets and your plants, things like that, you need to get taken care of. As far as pipes, we'll be okay with that. The triangle up in the lakes area, maybe we're going to consider dripping the water a little bit Sunday night into Monday morning. And we'll factor in the winds. Wind chills will be cold as well. Feel like 20s as well with that wind. Now, it's not going to be a real strong wind Monday morning, but when you have temperatures around 30, it doesn't take much wind to make it really miserable. But the wind chill, it feels like temperature of the wind chill will be around 20, 22 across the area, maybe some teens around Burkeville and DeRidder. That's what it'll feel like. That's not the actual temperature. That would be really cold if that was the actual air temperature. All right, forecast this afternoon, partly cloudy, warm, very spring-like, mid-70s area-wide across southeast Texas, middle 70s. Notice our wind direction here, southwest to south, and the winds aren't very strong, so it's going to be a warm afternoon. And as we head into tonight, cloudy areas of fog again, isolated shower to possible 10% coverage or less. It'll be warmer tonight, mid to upper 50s lakes, upper 50s near 60 tonight, and the triangle could even gradually warm up a little bit more than that throughout the night. But as we head toward daybreak tomorrow, once that fog starts developing and with light winds, those temperatures will drop back down a couple of degrees. So I think on average, probably upper 50s triangle, middle 50s up in the East Texas Lakes area. So and then this morning we had lower 50s and some upper 40s up in the lakes area. So it will be warmer, no doubt, tonight. There's no doubt about it, with temperatures well into the 70s coming up this afternoon. All right, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. We'll take it day by day. The rest of the day today, mid-70s, can't rule out a sprinkle or an isolated shower. We're talking 10% coverage. So out of 100% coverage of the viewing area, only 10% of the area will see a shower today, tonight. Same thing for tomorrow. About the same temperature-wise, mid-70s, south-southeast winds there. And then Saturday night, overnight, into Sunday morning is when the cold front arrives. We'll have a 30 to 40% coverage of scattered showers. Maybe a rumble of thunder. Right now, instabilities look pretty low, but I think we'll have enough moisture for a few showers anyway before daybreak Sunday. That 62 on Sunday is for early in the day. Early. We'll drop into the 50s throughout the day. We'll begin to clear too. And then as we head into Sunday night, Monday morning, we're forecasting 30 in the triangle, upper 20s lakes. No hard freeze for the triangle. We're okay there. And this is a quick shot of cold air. It's not going to stick around long. And on Monday, we will have some sun. We're up to 52s. That's not too bad. That's chilly, but we can handle the low 50s. Monday night, it's still cold, upper 30s to near 40. And then as we head toward Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, that high moves quickly east. Our winds become east-southeast. So Tuesday